to the sun.
Okay, guys, I don't even know. Let's just go into this and hope that, something changes. 'Cause it better. I know I don't want to watch the events that I, think are gonna happen.
Chapter 14. Luthor clicked open the pocket watch. System message. Gained 250 relationship with young Luthor.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Luthor is at the Sovereign Eye, standing near the edge where he jumped off. He looked down at his hands. Luthor's expression saddened. My hands are a kid's again. He clutched his own neck. My voice is back too. Rain poured down. King Janos knelt next to an injured Valdem. He looked at Luthor with bewilderment. The king kept one hand around Ryla's arm, holding his daughter beside him. The king kept one hand around Ryla's arm, holding his daughter beside him. Her breath caught in her throat as she looked at Luthor with shock and relief. Riley said, Luthor, ellipsis. Are you really there? I thought, ellipsis. You, ellipsis, died, ellipsis.
Oh my gosh, guys. What? I don't even know, because, I know we've been brought back, but it's so weird. It's so weird that just, all of that could have technically never happened. I don't know if I like that or not.
Riley covered her mouth and began to sob. She
Oh my
said,
gosh.
You're okay. You're okay, ellipsis. I'm so glad you're okay. She started to move towards Luthor, but her father pulled her back and held her in place beside him. The rain that poured down continued to mix with and spread the blood that had spilt over the Sovereign Eye from Riley and High Commander Valdem. Batora, who had been hit with an attack from the previously possessed Riley, struggled to stand. Batora, who had been hit with an attack from the previously possessed Riley, struggled to stand. She also looked at Luthor. The large vision mirror covering the floor of the Sovereign Eye continued to pan through images of the quarantine zone. Luthor swallowed hard. I'm back to the night I jumped off the Sovereign Eye.
That's so weird. That's so weird.
Luthor looked down at the pocket watch. A red glow emanated from the watch. I chose to join you, Alvin. I chose to join you, Alvin. So share your time magic with me now.
Why do you want the time magic?
You said you'd give me time magic if I joined you. Red message. And what will you give me in return? I will help you get what you want in this world, Alvin Timecrest. Red message. I know you don't mean that yet. Luthor narrowed his eyes. Red message. But you will give me what I want, Luthor Timecrest. Because we want the same things.
If you say so.
Red message. I bestow on you my magic. Luthor touched his temple. Words are coming to me. Luthor closed his eyes. Temporis Defluo. What does it do? Red message. Temporis Defluo is the power to freeze time. You can freeze anyone or anything you want except for Ezra and myself.
Wow. Okay.
Luthor glanced around the Sovereign Eye, briefly resting his gaze on Riley, Janos, Valdem and Batora. Temporis Defluo. Riley, who had been struggling to free herself from Janos' grip, stood still. Her windswept hair froze in place like it was held up by wires. Janos,
wow.
Valdem, and Batora were also frozen. Even the blood had stopped pouring out of the High Commander's wounds. The Sovereign Eye stopped panning through the quarantine town and the rain stopped falling.
Wow.
Luthor touched a frozen raindrop. The raindrop didn't alter its shape, but Luthor's finger became wet.
That's so strange.
I remember my spells weren't working when King Janos tried to strangle me earlier. Red message. Janos has the ability to cancel spells. Luthor looked at the frozen expression of consternation on Janos' face. Temporis Defluo seems to work on him. Red message. Janos can't stop you now. A large shadow fell across the Sovereign Eye or came from above. Glancing up, Luthor saw the shape of a dragon flying high in the sky.
Oh my gosh, what?
The dragon circled above the eye, but did not come down. Red message. He's here.
Who?
Luthor's eyes widened. He swallowed hard before smiling as the dragon rider jumped off the dragon and landed on the A, unhurt. The dragon continued to circle overhead. Luthor looked at the dragon rider before him. The young man appears no more than 20 years old. He has dark, green eyes and brown hair with hints of copper. The dragon rider is wearing a large, majestic cloak, adorned with gold hems and jewels of different colors. There is an air about him that makes Luthor look on in silence.
Wow.
Are you First Mage Ezra?
Oh my gosh. Is he? Is he actually?
The dragon rider gave a nod. Luthor smiled.
Oh my gosh, okay. What is Luthor planning to do? Okay, that's my question. Why does he want the, time magic? Is he planning to, I don't know, what is he planning to do?
Ezra had a somber expression. Luthor looked down at the pocket watch. Thanks, Alvin, for giving me your time magic. I only came to this future to save Ash. I never planned on living in it. Luthor drew a deep breath and walked up to Ezra. First Mage Ezra, I knew you would come for me when I inherited Alvin Timecrest's power. Take me now. Do whatever it is you do to Timecrests who have gone too far. I'm ready.
Oh my gosh, is that the reason? Is that the reason that he oh my gosh, guys. No!
System message. Luthor is waiting. What's the plan? Luthor, just give up on life. One of two
Yeah.
responses. Alvin, you're not going to let Ezra take Luthor, are you? Two of two. What's the plan? What's the plan?
Right now? Like, are you literally just gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go, like, live with no emotions or anything? Like, what?
Responded. I may be back in my 13-year-old body, but I'm not going to let Alvin continue to manipulate me. Luthor took a deep breath. I'm sorry I have to shut you out again, but I need to let First Mage Ezra take me. Ezra paused and said, Alvin. Ezra said, he told you his name. Alvin said, my destiny is to destroy all of Valder. Descriptive help. Please don't let me do that. First Mage. Descriptive. Please don't let me do that. Ezra said, why did he tell you his name? Luthor Timecrest. Luthor blinked and shook his head. He just introduced himself as Alvin Timecrest, the time manipulator Kronos I was trying to contact. Ezra was silent. Ezra was silent. His head hung low. Ezra was silent. His head hung low, hair covering his eyes. First Mage Ezra, are you okay? First Mage Ezra, are you okay? You're shaking a little.
Oh my gosh, what's with him?
Is it really that strange for Alvin to tell me his name?
Yeah, like, what?
Ezra remained silent for a bit before finally looking at Luthor and saying, you're privileged, Luthor.
Okay.
That's not how I feel. First Mage Ezra. I feel cursed.
Yeah, I'm getting that vibe as well. Like, he's done, like, really bad stuff.
Ezra didn't reply. Luthor took a deep breath. Alvin wants me to destroy Valder. I need you to take me away before that happens. First Mage. Luthor wrapped his arms around himself and shivered. I don't care what you do to me as long as I don't become Alvin's puppet. Ezra said, in order to free you from Alvin, I will have to shut down your mind and your emotions. You will. Ezra said, in order to free you from Alvin, I will have to shut down your mind and your emotions. You will be alive, but you will never have another thought again. You will never be able. Ezra said, in order to free you from Alvin, I will have to shut down your mind and your emotions. You will be alive, but you will never have another thought again. You will never be able to dream or live inside your own head. Ezra said, everything you once knew, all your memories of who you are, people you loved, things that made you laugh and cry will be gone. There will be nothing left of you except your physical form.
Oh my gosh. It's such an extent. Like, is this really the things that everything has come to? Like, the fact that he just has to let him do this? Like, oh my gosh.
Ezra said, in the state, you'll stay with me until you die. I will make sure. Ezra said, in the state, you'll stay with me until you die. I will make sure you die of natural age only, when your counterpart can't revive you. Ezra said all this calmly, without any emotion. Luthor's breathing quickened. Taking away Timecrest seems like a familiar process to you, First Mage Ezra.
Yeah, he seems really weirdly calm about it, and I'm just like,
Ezra didn't respond. Okay then. I just have one more request. Can you show me my younger sibling, Ash, and my parents if they are still alive? Ezra thought for a bit before he waved his hand, and the image on the sovereign eye changed to Luthor's parents holding baby Ash. They were all frozen, but Luthor's parents seemed to be having a heated conversation with the Valdorian guard. Both their faces are marked with worry. Ash was in the middle of crying.
Oh my gosh, that's not a good sign.
Ezra said, your parents and sibling are frozen by time magic. You have quite the talent. All of Valder is frozen right now. Ezra pointed upwards and said, my dragon circles the upper edge of the area you froze. Luthor tilted his head and looked up at the dragon. I'm not sure if it's talent I have. Alvin told me I could freeze anyone and anything besides you and him. Ezra shook his head and said, most Timecrests I've encountered can only freeze one or two things at a time. The aura inside you must attune to time magic well. Will my parents and Ashen freeze after you take me away? Ezra said, yes. I haven't seen a Timecrest that can keep things frozen without being in the near vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
Luthor knelt down, pushing aside some of the blood covering the vision mirror of the sovereign eye so he could get a better look at his parents. Luthor swallowed hard as he looked at Helena and Julius. Thank you for being my parents. I'm so lucky to have been born as a Reed.
Oh my gosh. This Luthor doesn't deserve this, guys. Like, he's been through so much. Like, the poor, like, he's just, all he wanted to do was just live life and enjoy life. And yeah, now it's come to this where he's giving up everything he is for the sake of saving everyone he loves. Like, it's just no.
I wish you both could know that this is the last thing I said to you. Luthor put his hand on baby Ash's face. I wasn't able to keep my word to you, Ash. I wasn't able to live out my life in that future like I said.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that wasn't your fault, to be fair, but still.
Luthor sighed. I wish I had time to recreate the memory serum and cure the pain you'll feel from your scar, Ash. Luthor glanced briefly at the frozen Janos. I wish I could make King Janos forget the grudge he has against the Timecrests. Luthor looked at Ezra. First Mage, you can erase the thoughts and emotions of Timecrests. You can do a lot. First Mage, you can erase the thoughts and emotions of Timecrests. You can do a lot more than my memory serum can. Can you help remove the knowledge of Timecrests from King Janos? If you do that, King Janos will free humans from the quarantine zones. Ezra's expression turned stern. He said, know this, Luthor Timecrest. Exceptions put Alencia in danger. I am here to protect our world and limit the number of exceptions we experience. Ezra said, the only reason I allow myself to create exceptions while immobilizing a Timecrest is because Timecrests are always the cause of the greatest exceptions in Alencia. Luthor paused.
So basically he's saying he's not gonna help.
I see. But I see. But I still have to ask, can you help me take away the pen of Ash's scar?
Please. 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 He's literally able to do it, guys. Like, he's genuinely able to do it, just...
Ezra said, I can, but I won't.
Oh, why not? Please. Like, Ash is a kid.
Luthor frowned. He took a deep breath and looked back at baby Ash again. He took a deep breath and looked back at baby Ash again. Luthor's expression softened. I wish I could see you become a mage, Ash. I'm sure you'll be stronger than me one day.
Oh my gosh, guys.
I hope our parents never tell you about me. I think you'll be happier never knowing you had a big brother.
No way. No way. Ash would not. Ash would want to know.
And what I wish most of all is for your life to be filled with happiness, Ash Reed.
Oh my gosh.
Luthor closed his eyes for a moment. Luthor closed his eyes for a moment. After he opened them, Luthor stood up and looked back at Ezra. I'm ready. Ezra eyed Luthor for a moment. He said, before I take you, I have a question to ask you.
A question? What does this to do with anything?
Ezra said, but first.
Okay.
Ezra raised his hand and said, I'm going to temporarily block the human from sending you messages. I need the answer to this question to be yours alone.
Oh my gosh, the last time this happened, guys, everything went really wrong.
System message. Test. This response is strangely darkened.
Oh my...
Suggesting a spell may be blocking it. One of two. Alvin. Alvin. Can you unscramble my messages? This response is strangely darkened. Test. Alvin.
Yeah, can you, Alvin? Can you?
Alvin. Can you Responded. The response appears to have been blocked. Responded. The response appears to have been blocked and scrambled by a spell. Alvin. Can you uncramble my messages?
Oh my gosh.
Luthor and Ezra looked at each other. Ezra said, Luthor Timecrest, if you had the choice between saving all of Valencia or just one person, which would you choose?
This question again. Guys, the last time this happened, Riley died.
Luthor looked into Ezra's eyes as he thought.
Why?
I'm sorry we've been such a burden to you, First Mage Ezra. Ezra narrowed his eyes. You chose to save us, the people of Valencia, in exchange for someone important to you.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Luthor paused. But this world isn't made for me. But this world isn't made for me. I don't know if I want to save it.
Oh wow, okay.
I just want to see the people I care about do well and be happy. I'm selfish, First Mage Ezra.
I mean, I do get where you're coming from. Like, I don't know if I would do what you, like, if I would choose what you chose, but, like, I do see where you're coming from. Like, everyone's just been horrific, like, to you. Like, everyone has just been, like, the biggest jerks of their lives, to you specifically, for no reason, you know? So...
Ezra's expression softened for a mere moment. Ezra said, I can't see why he told you his name. You. Ezra said, you remind me of Alvin, Luthor Timecrest.
Is that a good thing, though? I don't think that's a good thing.
Ezra walked up to Luthor and placed his hand on Luthor's head. He said, I'll be taking you with me now.
Okay, guys. Okay. Is everything just gonna end like this? Like, I know I don't want Valder destroyed, right? But, like, I don't want Luthor to basically just die either. Like, oh my gosh.
Luthor squeezed his eyes shut. Go ahead, First Mage Ezra. Go ahead, First Mage Ezra. I'm ready.
Oh my gosh.
As Ezra's expression changed to one of sadness, a light appeared in between him and Luthor.
Okay.
Ezra lowered his hand from Luthor's head and backed away. Luthor shielded his eyes against the light.
What on earth?
The light came out of Luthor and formed itself into something. After a moment, the chronogen formed in midair between Luthor and Ezra.
Okay, what?
Ezra pointed at the gem and said, "What is that?"
Yeah, good question.
Luthor opened his eyes and blinked. Luthor opened his eyes and blinked. The chronogen covered him and Ezra in bright light.
What on earth? What?
Luthor swallowed hard. It's the chronogen. Luthor moved in between the gem and Ezra. Stand back, First Mage Ezra. Alvin told me this gem will stop you from taking me away. Be careful or it might hurt you. Ezra shook his head as he glanced at the gem. After a moment, his eyes widened. He said, "There's something inside the chronogen that I have never seen before." Ezra said, "And I've seen everything in Olyncia except for one thing. But this can't be real." Ezra said, "And I've seen everything in Olyncia except for one thing. But this can't be real. My eyes must be playing tricks on me."
What on earth?
Red message, that is my aura you see, my friend.
Oh my gosh, guys, what on earth is going on?
Luthor is speechless as he squinted at the light of the chronogen. Huh? Red message, I hope you fed Greenie a dragonberry pie today. Red message, you never wanted a pet, so I fear you haven't fed him any treats since I was banished.
What is oh my gosh, guys, what?
Ezra stumbled backwards. His expression looked like one of a scared child.
Oh my gosh, okay, I can see that this is more than it seems, basically.
System message, Alvin, I don't want Ezra to take Luthor. This response is strange. Ezra will kill Riley one day. Alvin, Luthor, can either of you tell him not to kill her, please? This response is, what's a greenie? This response is, what? Alvin, I don't want Ezra to take Luthor. This Alvin.
Yeah, I guess I'll say the first one, but like, I don't know if Alvin wants, I don't know if like I want Alvin to like do anything, because like, I don't know, guys.
Responded,
What is going on? I'm so confused. Like how what?
Ezra placed a hand over his heart momentarily. Are you okay, First Mage Ezra? Red message, can you unscramble the pocket watch, Ezra? Red message, Luthor's human counterpart tried to say something just now. Ezra looks confused. He tugged at the collar of his clothing as if he was having trouble breathing. Ezra said, "It's you. It's really you, Alvin." Ezra said, "How is it possible that I'm hearing your voice now?"
Yeah, like what? How can he tell? Like what? Like I don't even know, guys. Like this is just going strangely.
Ezra said, "Your spell does not allow you to speak with anyone else besides Timecrest and their human counterpart." Red message, we have the chronogen to thank for this, Ezra. Or actually, we should be thanking Luthor.
What? Is that what the chronogen allows him to do? Just talk to Ezra?
Red message, I was waiting for a Timecrest smart enough to make the container I needed to show you my aura. Ezra pinched the bridge of his nose and shook his head. Red message, I know this is a lot to take in. Red message, I know this is a lot to take in. We haven't spoken for 1,000 years. Red message, but can you unscramble the pocket watch?
That is a long time to not speak, oh my word.
Red message, I'm actually very interested in what this particular human counterpart has to say.
Yeah, why? What did I say that's important?
Ezra blinked and said, you can just override my magic. Red message, the only thing I wish to override you on, Ezra, is your desire to be miserable for the rest of your life.
Alvin, you know what? Whatever, like, it's, like, Ezra, okay, he apparently chose to save the world, right? I'm getting that vibe from everything that's been said. Therefore, he did this, right? He did this to save everyone, okay? You think he's gonna change his mind and just be like, no, I'm happy killing everyone, you know?
Ezra lowered his gaze. Ezra said, there's no need for the human to interfere with this conversation.
I'm
Red
not
message,
interfering.
I don't see Luthor's counterpart as an interference.
Thanks? I don't know if that's supposed to be a compliment or not.
Red message, and now that you've heard Luthor's answer to your question, it shouldn't be an issue for you to unscramble the watch. Ezra stood, looking away from the light of the chronogen. Red message, I see. Red message, you don't have an issue with unscrambling the watch. Red message, you just don't want to fall into old habits of doing what I want. Am I right, Ezra. Ezra's eyes widened. He swallowed hard. Read message. I understand you, Ezra. And you don't have to do what I ask now.
Oh my gosh, no. Guys, I hope he doesn't take this into his head and be like, oh no, I'm gonna do what Alvin wants now.
Read message. But I hope you remember that I've always had your best interests. Not once did I ask you to do something that I knew would hurt you.
Yeah, hurt Ezra, okay? You didn't think about anything that would hurt, you didn't think of anything, you didn't try anything that would hurt Ezra, right? But you didn't think about, possibly, I don't know, millions of people that would be dying if Ezra did what you want?
Ezra breathed in deeply. Ezra gazed at the pocket watch and waved his hand. He said, it's done. He said, it's done. I removed my magic that scrambles the counterpart's messages. Alvin. Read message. Thank you, Ezra. Ezra is shaking his head, looking at his own hand that removed the scrambling spell as if it just betrayed him. System message. Alvin, I don't want Ezra to take Luthor.
Yeah.
One of 3 responses. Alvin. Ezra will kill Riley one day. Alvin. Luthor. Can either of you tell him to not kill her, please? 2 of 3 What's a greenie? 3 of Alvin.
I don't know what to say. Because, like, I don't want to be like, Alvin, please help me. Because, like, Alvin isn't a good person, for all I know, and I'm like, oh yeah, please help me. He's gonna be like, oh sure, and then, I don't know, I'm gonna kill people or something. I don't know, okay guys? I don't trust Alvin.
Ezra will kill Riley one day. Alvin. Luthor. What's a greenie?
I guess that's the third one, because like, what on earth is a greenie?
What's a greenie? 3 of 3 responded. What's a greenie?
I know I asked the first one before, but like, what is a greenie? Oh my god.
Read message. Greenie is the name Ezra and I gave to the emerald dragon we encountered the day I came to Valencia.
Okay.
Ezra gave a small smile. Read message. We gave many things in this world a name. Read message. Valencia is my favorite. Though Ezra gets all the credit for coming up with that name though. Luthor looks agitated. First Mage Ezra, are you still going to take me away?
Yeah, what's with that?
Ezra ignored Luthor.
That's not a good thing.
Read message. I know you didn't betray me, Ezra. Descriptive help. Read message. I know you did. Descriptive. Read message. I know you didn't betray me. Ezra clenched his hands into fists and said, no, I did. You're the only person that showed me mercy when I was nothing and I betrayed you, Alvin. I'm not a good man. I never was.
Okay, this is not looking good. Don't, Ezra. I know that he helped you or whatever, right? I know, okay? But like, does that mean, okay? It doesn't mean that you're happy, like, killing a bunch of people, right? Right? Please? I don't know, just like...
Read message. No, Ezra. I understand. Read message. No, Ezra. I understand you better than anyone else and I know you didn't betray me. Read message. Do you wanted to save Valencia and you wanted to save me? Read message. I can return home whenever I want to, but I'm not going anywhere without you, Ezra.
That's sweet and all, but like, stop. Think about the consequences. Someone needs to point out the consequences to these people.
Ezra stared at the ground, averting his gaze from the chronogem.
Ezra, like, remember the fact that, like, a bunch of people will die.
Read message. The reason that you suffer is because you are a good man. You gave up your own happiness. But for what, Ezra?
For the survival of a bunch of people. Okay, I get where he's coming from, okay? I get that Alvin is like, oh yeah, like, you're not happy, which, like, obviously, like, if Ezra isn't happy, then, yeah, I'm sorry, like, the poor guy, okay? But, like, that doesn't mean that everyone else should die. Like, one person's happiness, I'm sorry, okay? I know I sound like a really bad person right now, okay? But one person's happiness shouldn't depend, like, people's survival shouldn't depend on one person's happiness, okay?
Ezra's eyes widened. Read message. You dreamt that you could create a world without selfishness, where people are committed to each other, a world worth giving up everything for. Read message. It's the dream of a good man. Read message. But your ability to see the aura in all things also lets you see that this world is not good enough. Read message. When your people called you a good king, you saw that they were only trying to gain favors with you. Read message. When people promised to be kind to one another, you saw the fear and hate in their hearts. Read message. So do you still believe in your own dream? And, if not, what did you give up your happiness for, Ezra?
Luthor, please, you're the only one who can say something. Please say something!
Ezra said, for everyone to live, I chose to save everyone.
Okay, at least he acknowledges that, yeah.
Ezra dropped to his knees.
Okay.
Read message. You are a good man, Ezra Valder. Red message, you are also my friend. Red message, no matter what it takes, how long it takes, I'm coming back to Valencia, because I chose to save you. Luthor knelt down next to Ezra. You can't let Alvin get to you. First Mate Ezra.
Exactly! Thank you! Because, like, yeah, exactly!
The chronogen floated above Luthor and sunk back down into his body, disappearing.
Okay, what? That is so weird.
The light vanished and Luthor clutched his chest. Ezra stood up. He said, I need to go.
Oh my gosh, what?
Luthor grabbed onto Ezra's cloak. What about me?
Yeah,
He said
what?
you were... Ezra repeated, I need to go.
Oh my gosh, no. Don't tell me he's actually gonna just leave.
Luthor clung to Ezra's cloak. You have to take me with you.
Please.
First Mate Ezra.
Please. I know I said I don't want Luthor to die, but like, don't let him have to kill everyone in Valder and stuff.
I don't know when I'm going to be manipulated into destroying Valder.
Please.
Luthor shook his head. And I can't live with myself if I did that. I can't.
Exactly, like, like, help the guy. Help this poor child.
Luthor tugged at Ezra's cloak. Please help me.
Please.
Please help please help me. Please help my parents. Alvin, please help me. Please help my parents. Alvin is planning to make King Janus kill them. Ellipsis. Ezra shook his head. Ezra phased away and the cloak that Luthor clutched onto disappeared.
What the? Oh my gosh!
The pocket watch slipped from Luthor's hand and clattered to the ground. The pocket watch slipped from Luthor's hand and clattered to the ground. Luthor leaned forward until he was on all fours, his chest heaving up and down rapidly. Red message, I did say the chronogen will protect you from Ezra. Red message, my aura will continue to protect you from Ezra.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What seems like a mercy is now like, Alvin's literally trapped Luthor in between two horrific decisions. Like what?
Red message, also, with my aura inside of you, I don't need the pocket watch to sense you or communicate with you anymore.
Oh my gosh! What has this guy done to him?
Why? Why does your aura protect me from the first mage? Red message, he won't treat you like the other Timecrests with my aura inside of you. Why would the first mage care about your aura when he banished you away?
Yeah! Like what? It's aura! For goodness sake!
Red message, that's a stupid question. Luthor. Red message, that's a stupid question. Luthor. I told you Ezra still cares for me. Red message, and thanks to you, he knows that now.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, and yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing, I'm assuming.
Luthor looked down at the ground of the Sovereign Eye. Luthor looked down at the ground of the Sovereign Eye. An expression of terror spread across his face as he saw his parents with Ash. Luthor looked at Janus, who was still frozen. No. Luthor got up off the ground and walked over to Janus. He swallowed hard as he rummaged around Janus' clothes. Luthor slowly retrieved the dagger that Janus had offered him before.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, I know that would kind of fix stuff, but like, is he gonna do it?
Luthor held up the dagger against Janus' throat.
Is he gonna actually do it?
I'm sorry, King Janus.
Oh my
I
gosh,
have to.
guys.
Ellipses. I'm sorry, King Janus. I have to. Ellipses. I have to kill you before you kill my parents.
Oh my gosh.
Luthor's hands are trembling. Red message. We both know you can't do it, Luthor.
Shut up, Alvin! Shut up! You're not helping!
Red message. You can't even convince yourself to keep Janus frozen forever because to leave that would be killing him.
Oh my...
Does it matter if I convince myself to keep King Janus frozen? You can just unfreeze him at any time, can't you, Alvin?
Yeah.
Red message. Of course. Red message. Of course. The only way your parents will live is if you change my mind. I can't do it. Luthor squeezed the handle of the dagger. Luthor squeezed the handle of the dagger. His hands continued to tremble. I can't do it. Luthor shook his head. I can't do it.
Oh my gosh.
The dagger dropped from Luthor's hand and fell to the ground with a deafening sound. Red message. Seems like things didn't work out like you planned, Luthor.
Guys, I swear, I just want to punch Alvin in the face right now, okay? Like, why? Why would you do this to the guy? Like, all Luthor wanted to do is make everyone around him happy, and you're just like, oh, no, I'm not gonna let you do that. Now you have to kill everyone in Valder, you have to see your parents get killed, and you can't do anything about it. Ha ha ha. And I'm just sitting there like helpless, like, what? No.
Red message. You thought that by pretending to join me, I would give you my time magic which would summon Ezra to take you away. Red message. With you gone, you thought I would remove the spell I had over Janus because I would have no more need to kill your parents. Red message, and you would be right. Without red message, and you would be right. Without you, I would have no desire to harm your parents. Red message, but I told you we want the same things. Luthor, I also wanted to summon Ezra today. I want red message, but I told you we want the same things. Luthor, I also wanted to summon Ezra today. I wanted him to see that even after all this time, he still cares. 8 hair trickled down from Luthor's cheek. Red message, I will have to say, this is a hard-earned tear from you, Luthor. Shut up. Shut up.
Exactly.
More tears fell. I'm not going to kill the Valdorians for you, Alvin.
Oh my gosh, guys, I can't watch this.
Red message, you don't kill the Valdorians for me, Luthor. Red message, why would I want you to? I can't control the minds of any Valdorian because they are Ezra's descendants.
Well, Luthor wouldn't do it by himself, so what?
Red message, but I'm willing to give them up for you to come to my side, Luthor.
Why would Luthor want to go to your side after you're killing his parents for no good reason?
Lies. Killing all the Valdorians must benefit you somehow. Luthor sunk to the ground and touched his parents' faces displayed on the ground of the Sovereign Eye. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad. I'm sorry First Mage Ezra didn't take me away like I planned.
Oh my gosh. Everything is going so wrong again. Like, why can nothing ever go right in this guy's life? Like, oh my gosh, guys.
I'm sorry I can't kill King Janos for you. Luthor covered his mouth for a moment. Luthor pushed himself up from the ground. But I can still fix it.
What are you gonna do?
I don't need the First Mage. He looked at the edge of the Sovereign Eye. I'm not going to let you have me, Alvin.
What are you gonna... What can you do, though?
Red message. I don't want you to kill yourself again, Luthor.
Oh my gosh, is that what he's gonna do?
Luthor suddenly buckled over as if he had been hit by something.
What the... Okay, what?
Red message. I've just given you back the memories of all the pain you felt the moment you hit the ground from your last fall.
What? What? Why would you do that? What?
Luthor screamed as he contorted on the floor. Red message. You've had your chance in the other future and you messed it up. Red message. It's time for you to join me, Luthor Timecrest.
No.
Red message. I have the ability to bring Ezra and you to the human world once I'm back in Alencia. Red message. You can meet your counterpart in person. Red message. You can meet me in person. Red message. You have experienced your future without me. Red message. You know what it's like to live with people who will never understand you. Red message. I am offering you a chance to be your true self. Red message. I am offering you a chance to be your true self. I am offering you freedom at last. Luthor swallowed on the ground as he wrapped his arms around his trembling body. Did you kill Ash, Alvin? Did you kill Ash, Alvin? You knew I had no choice to beg to join you if Ash died. Red message. You called out to me before you even found out Ash was dead. Red message. Right before A.C. came into the room. You were about to call out my name.
How would you know? How would you know?
Red message. You would put your parents and Valder at risk just because you couldn't stand a future where you made bags for the rest of your life.
Well, too bad he had an idea, okay? He had a plan, and then you freaking ruined it.
System message. Stop torturing Luthor like this.
Yeah.
One of two What are you offering me, Alvin? 2 of 2. Stop
torturing Luthor. Stop. You insane person.
Responded.
You literally... Oh my gosh. This guy is literally a psychopath. Like...
Red message. I want Luthor to know who he really is.
He's not the person you think he is, though. Like, there's no way he would do half the things you're saying he would.
Red message. Otherwise, he won't ever be free.
Oh my...
Luthor continued to reel from pain. You must have had something to do with Ash's death. Red message. Uh-oh, Luthor. Red message. You are so quick to blame me that you haven't even realized you made the same mistake. Red message. While you were working on the memory deletion serum, you forgot to watch out for Ash. Red message. Just like the day you gave Ash the scar. Luthor's eyes opened.
Oh my gosh. Stop putting blame on this guy. Like, all Luthor needs right now is to be told what's true, and that's... Like, he doesn't deserve this. Alvin is literally just manipulating him to do whatever he wants. Like, Luthor hasn't done anything wrong. Like, everyone makes mistakes. Luthor just made some mistakes. Like, it's not a good thing.
He laid face down. Sprawled out on the Sovereign Eye. Red message. You stopped writhing around. Yet. I know you're still feeling pain, Luthor. Luthor reached out his hand and touched baby Ash displayed on the ground of the Sovereign Eye. I deserve this pain.
No, you don't.
Every last bit of it.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Get out of your head.
Luthor reached out for the watch on the ground beside him. He grabbed it by the chain and started crawling toward the edge of the Sovereign Eye.
No, oh my gosh, no.
The pocket watch's red glow grew stronger. Red message. I see. You. Red message. I see. You want to die so you can't pass your burden to your counterpart. Luthor continued to drag his body in the watch towards the edge of the eye. There's still a chance we can't save my parents and all the Valdorians.
Oh my gosh, no, 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 no.
But I need your help.
No, no.
These might be memories to you. And maybe my parents' deaths. Me killing the Valdorians. Maybe everything is already predetermined at this point.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe everything has been predetermined since the day we first spoke.
Oh no. No, don't think like that.
But maybe you can help me change fate.
I can't, guys, no. I can't choose that, no.
If there is a chance you can change the past.
Oh my gosh, no.
Please don't revive me.
No, I can't, no, oh my gosh.
Red message. Red message. What a coward you are, Luthor. Leaving it all up to your counterpart.
Don't call him a coward, you...
Red message, but at the same time, I'm finding myself completely attracted to this scenario you're setting up.
Oh, how interesting. Oh, we all care so much.
Red message. Good job, Luthor. You got me interested enough to leave your parents alone for now. Red message. I'm more than excited to see what your counterpart will do.
What? Shut up already! Like, this guy has everything on the line. You're just like, I'm interested to see what happens.
Luthor squeezed the chain of the watch in his hand. All I ask is that you don't revive me.
That's not an easy decision, though.
Ash is alive. My parents are still alive. If I die and never come back, Alvin will leave them alone. If I die and never come back, I can't kill the Valdorians.
Yeah, but, like, there's still stuff you can do to stop that. Like, you can't, like, dying can't be the best way around that.
System message. Luthor, I can't. Please don't ask me not to revive you.
Please.
1 of 3 response. I don't want to stop being your counterpart, though. 2 of 3. Leave it to me. I got this. 3 of 3. Luthor, I can't.
I can't. I'm sorry.
Messages.
I know I'm so
a monochrome
bad,
icon
but, like,
stylized with a meteor.
I genuinely
Behind is a medium-sized
can't, like,
with a clock face within.
No!
Responded, Luthor, I can't. Music, pocket, with messages. With Luthor looked back at the pocket watch as he continued to crawl forward to the edge of the sovereign eye. I'm sorry. Alvin is right. Alvin is right. I'm putting my burden on you. But I don't see other options. Please help me one more time.
Oh my gosh, guys, no, please, I don't want to choose, please.
Luthor reached the edge of the sovereign eye. He looked past the edge of the eye and gulped. He looked past the edge of the eye and gulped. Luthor closed his eyes for a moment and took a deep breath.
Oh my gosh, don't do it, please, there's better ways.
Luthor tossed himself off the eye.
Oh my gosh, guys.
He squeezed the pocket watch to his chest as he fell. Your journey in Olympia must end with me. Luthor closed his eyes. I never intended to live in this timeline. What I did to King Janos, I know there is a darkness in me that needs to be stopped as well.
It's not your fault.
So please don't revive me. Whatever you do, don't turn back time.
No.
Red message. I think Luthor's onto something. Red message. I've been thinking. Red message. I believe these are just memories for you and you are from another timeline. Red message. And I know you're an exception. Perhaps one that can alter the past. Red message. So maybe this was never about Luthor's choice to join me. Red message. Maybe this was always about you. Smiley face emoji.
Yeah, that's cool and all, but Luthor's the one who's literally killing himself.
Don't listen to him. We can't listen to him. I'm going to close the watch. Red message. That won't work. Luthor. Red message. The burden will still be on your counterpart. Luthor swallowed hard. If I'm dead, then we'll all be free from Alvin. My friend. This is where we say goodbye.
Oh my gosh, guys, I can't.
Luthor closed the watch.
No, oh my gosh.
Luthor is dead.
Oh my god.
System
No.
message. Luthor is waiting.
Is this actually gonna give me 2 responses?
Goodbye, Luthor. The response shimmers green indicating magical power. 1. Turn back time.
Oh
The
my...
response shimmers green indicating magical power.
No, guys, no. What am I supposed to freaking pick right now? Like, one of the options is, like, possibly Luthor is, like, going to kill, like, a bunch of people against his own will. And, like, his parents are gonna die and everything. And it's gonna be my fault as well, because I'm gonna be like, oh no, I'm gonna revive him. And the other option, he's dead while everyone else gets to stay alive. Like, both of them are horrific. Like, what? What am I supposed to pick? What am I supposed to pick right now? Like,
Goodbye, Luthor. Turn back time.
I don't even know what to... Oh my gosh. Because, like, I don't want to say goodbye, but, like, This guy literally, he literally begged me to just go like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just like let you die. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I actually don't know what to do.
Pop descriptive help. Turn back time. The response shimmer green indicate goodbye, Luthor.
What am I supposed to pick? I don't know. I don't know, because like saying goodbye is like kind of also giving up, because it's like, oh yeah, there's no way to change this. But then like I don't know if saying turn back time is actually gonna change anything or not. Like I don't know what to do.
Turn back time. Just turn back time. The response goodbye.
I don't know. Like what? Like in this situation, nothing is a good option. But like I don't know. Like I don't know if any of these are better. Like I know that everything has gone wrong in the past, but like isn't there still like an inkling of a possibility that Luthor could fix things if like I click turn back time? But then again, he'll probably just hate me because like I'd be a horrible person if I did that, because like he's relying on me, and I'm just like basically killing off his parents, being like, oh yeah, they don't matter. Like I don't know what to do.
Turn back time.
Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Goodbye, Luthor.
Okay. I don't think I've ever struggled this much with a choice like in my life. I honestly don't know.
Turn back time.
I guess I'll pick the second one. I guess. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Turn back time.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Responded. Red message. Welcome back. Smile. Red message. Welcome back. Smiley face emoji. Red message. This is the Alvin from your timeline. The one where Ash stands before the door. Red message. My past self figured it out. This was indeed all about you. Red message. Luthor wanted to know if you would make the same choice again. Descriptive help. Red message. Luthor wanted to know if you would make the same choice again. Red message. Of course. He knew it was never a guarantee you could change the past, but he wanted you to remember everything regardless. Red message. But you have been quite the exception again. Red message. With you, I'm sure we can perfect the power to change the past one day.
Too bad I'm never gonna work with you, like ever. Ever. I don't even want to talk to you ever again.
Red message. I am happy with the decision you made.
Cool, that's because it doesn't affect you in any way.
Red message. Or should I say the same decision you made before? Red message. And I enjoyed seeing the power you wield over Valencia and its people. Red message. I can't wait to see what more you do with it. System message. Luthor. I made my decision because I'm never giving up on Luthor or Ash. 1 of 4 I needed my journey to continue. 2 of 4 this isn't fair. I had no choice but to turn back time. 3 of what have I done? Ellipses. 4 this system mess. I made my decision because I'm never giving up on Luthor or Ash. 1
Yeah, I'll say the first one, because like it's true. Like they at least now they kind of have a chance. Kind of. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm just such a horrible person.
Because I'm never giving
like,
up on Luthor or Ash.
I don't know. I can't. I couldn't. It's just I couldn't let everything just like end like that. Like basically, in this way though, like Alvin is basically winning. Like he's completely and utterly winning. But like maybe there is some way to change stuff.
Red message. Red message. And I'm not giving up on Ezra. Red message. It seems like we both made decisions to help the people we care about. System message. 4 seconds. System message. Memory descent detected.
Okay.
Respond messages. Descriptive help. Red message. Looks like the rules have caught up with me again. Descriptive. Red message. Looks like the rules have caught up with me again. Red message. There's just a bit more you need to remember before you return to the front of the door, but I'll keep everyone waiting for you. System message. Memory sync initiating. Red message. System message. Memory sync initiating. Red message. We've taken a step towards each other. Red message. Hope we can meet one day. System message. 23 seconds. System message. Memory sync initiated. Descript.
Guys. I don't even know. Like this is just I don't even know. It's just escalated to a point that like I honestly don't know what to say. Like I don't even know. Like this.
Skip time. 5 hours. System message. System message. Memory sync initiated. System message. Connection lost. 5 hours 59 minutes 51 seconds.
Okay. Well, I guess this is where I'll have to end it for now. I don't even know what to say. I guess let's hope that things change, but, like, I'm really not hopeful. Like, I feel so bad for doing what I did, but, like, I don't know, guys, like, Luthor didn't deserve to die like that. Like, he made a decision and I ruined his whole entire thing. I ruined one chance. The one chance he had to save everyone. And I ruined it. Okay, guys, we're back. And all I can say is I really, really hope that I made the right decision. I don't know, and I don't think I did. Like, I honestly just basically am causing everything that's gonna happen, which, like, I really hope that this somehow can get stopped, but I don't know. But let's see, I guess.
The pocket watch clicked open. Luthor and Ezra stood on the Sovereign Eye. Luthor and Ezra stood on the Sovereign Eye. The chronogram shone brightly between them.
Oh my gosh.
Ezra frowned at Luthor and said, time was disturbed. Luthor ignored Ezra. He looked around the Sovereign Eye.
I'm sorry.
Luthor's eyes widened. Janos and Riley were no longer there.
Oh my...
Luthor looked down. Luthor looked down. The image of the Sovereign Eye is blank. The red glow of the pocket watch faded. Luthor closed his eyes. Please be there when I open my eyes. Please be there. Luthor opened his eyes and looked around. The Sovereign Eye is still blank. Luthor took a deep breath and looked over at King Janos and Riley. Both were still missing. First Mage Ezra, ellipsis. Luthor swallowed hard as he looked down at the blank Sovereign Eye. Can you make the Sovereign Eye show my family again? Ezra looks grim. Is my sibling Ash okay? Ezra said, yes. Where is Ash? Ezra said, with Riley.
With Riley? What's going on? Oh my gosh, guys, this can't be good. This actually can't be good.
Luthor paused. I see. I see. And, ellipsis, my parents? Ezra said, Janos has already killed your parents.
Oh my gosh, no! Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Guys! Oh my gosh, no, I feel so bad. This is literally my fault.
Luthor dropped to his knees.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for that to happen.
No. Mom and Dad, ellipsis. Luthor clawed at the blank Sovereign Eye with one hand. Alvin. So you carried out your plan. Luthor squeezed his eyes shut.
I'm sorry, it's literally my fault. Like, guys, if only I hadn't pressed that. If only I hadn't pressed that. I'm really regretting my decisions right now. Like, no. No, like, Luthor's parents did not deserve to die. Like, no.
Mom and Dad, I'm sorry I'm alive.
Oh my gosh, no, don't say that though.
Luthor opened his eyes and looked down at the pocket watch in his hand. You brought me back.
I'm so sorry, literally. Like, I don't blame him if he never forgives me. Like, I would never forgive myself. Like, oh my word. Oh my word, I'm so sorry.
After a moment, he hugged the pocket watch to him. I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry I burdened you.
You kidding me? You're sorry? I'm the one who should be sorry. Your parents died because of me.
I won't do it again.
It wasn't your fault.
System message.
You're just trying to make things better and I freaking made a horrific decision.
I'm so sorry about your parents, Luthor. I didn't know they would die as soon as I reverted time.
Yeah.
1 of 5 response. You're not angry with me. 2 of 5 response.
Yeah.
How could you put me in a tough spot like that, Luthor? 3. I had to revive you. My story content here. 4. Wait. Burden me again. I made the wrong choice. I won't revive you next time.
Okay.
5 of 5 response.
Okay, don't get me wrong. I don't think that was the right decision, but also I don't want to say that because it's just really harsh.
System message. I'm so sorry about your parents.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This doesn't do anything to help, right? Like, saying sorry doesn't bring them back, but like...
Messages.
I'm so sorry. Like, I genuinely didn't think... Like, I thought maybe there'd be some way to stop it, but like, no. Like, they just had to die right away. Like, come on. This is just so unfair for everyone.
It's my fault.
It's not your fault. You didn't do anything.
We managed to delay their deaths for a bit, but Alvin said up front that my parents would die if I came back to this timeline.
It's not your fault though. You were going through horrific stuff. Like, you couldn't help it.
And I came back anyway.
You couldn't help it.
Ezra looked at the chronogram and said, I need to go. The chronogram floated above Luthor and sunk back down into his body, disappearing. The light vanished and Luthor clutched his chest. First Mage Ezra, wait. Ezra said, I can't take you with me today, Luthor.
Oh, not this again.
Is Alvin controlling you? Is Alvin controlling you? He can control Valdorians and well. You're the first Valdorian. Ezra looks annoyed. He said, I am not being controlled. Ezra looks annoyed. He said, I am not being controlled. You would all be dead if I were.
What?
Luthor looked at Ezra.
Well, yeah, he probably...
Then do you still care about Alvin? Ezra covered his eyes with one hand and shook his head. He said, Ezra covered his eyes with one hand and shook his head. He said, I need to go. Luthor rushed up to Ezra and grabbed onto Ezra's cloak again. Wait, there's something I need to ask you.
What? What are you gonna ask?
Ezra rubbed his temple as if he had a headache. He said, another time, Luthor. Luthor squeezed Ezra's cloak. This is urgent. If you care about Alvin's or inside me, then please listen to me now.
What is he gonna ask?
Ezra stood silently for a bit. He said, make it quick. Not here. Can we go inside? Not here. Can we go inside an Aurelium room within Valder? Not here. Can we go inside an Aurelium room within Valder? I think Alvin can't hear us there. Ezra paused, eyeing Luthor. System message. Ezra is teleporting Luthor.
Okay.
Luthor and Ezra phased into a room filled with odd-looking things.
What?
This isn't the Valdorian palace. Glowing blue specks floated around, illuminating the room.
What on earth?
Luthor glanced around with wonder at the many different types of machines, gadgets, and things he'd never seen before. One wall of the room opened up to a large balcony. What is this place?
Yeah, what?
Are the blue specks Aurelium? Ezra said, Alvin can't hear us here. What is it that you needed to talk to me about? Luthor Timecrest.
What? Where on earth are they?
I need you to take away my emotions. First Mage Ezra.
What? What?
Ezra looks annoyed. He said, you're wasting my time. I'm not going to do that for you. Ezra said, I'm not going to take away your emotions or your thoughts. Does the chronogem inside me prevent you from taking away my emotions and thoughts? Ezra looks even more annoyed. He said, no. Luthor dug a nail into his palm. So it's not magic that's stopping you. Even though I have Alvin's time magic, even though you hate exceptions. This chronogem is the only thing in Olyncia that you have left of your friend.
Okay, don't get me wrong, that's really sweet and all, and I get where Ezra's coming from, but come on, like, I don't want this to happen, but like, you're helping so many people if you do help. Like, Luthor's requesting personally, you're just like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I know that he cares, right, and that's really, like, nice of him, but like, it's so exasperating.
And you want to protect it. You don't want him to take it away. Ezra turned his back on Luthor. He said, leave. Ezra turned his back on Luthor. He said, leave. I need to think. I want to end the Timecrest line. I want to put an end to whatever it is that Alvin has in place to summon more Timecrests and counterparts for him. Ezra turned around, his eyes wide. If I can do that, then you can finally have peace. Right, First Mage Ezra.
I mean, how is this stopping, like, more Timecrests, though? Like, when you die, you're still gonna pass on the thing, the, like, pocket watch or whatever.
If you didn't have to deal with Timecrests, then you can finally move on, right? I
don't get how this is fixing that, though.
Ezra said, that's a big if. It wasn't long ago that you killed yourself to get away from Alvin and left everything up to your counterpart. Ezra narrowed his eyes and said, you're standing before me now because you both failed. You can't win against him.
Why?
I know I failed. My parents, ellipsis, are dead. Luthor placed a hand over his chest. I'm breaking apart inside. Luthor clutched his chest. I'll break even further if I end up killing the Valdorians. Luthor eyed Ezra. I understand very clearly that who I am now will keep losing against Alvin. That's why I need you to take away my emotions. Because if I want to stand up to Alvin, then I can't let him break me apart like this.
I mean, I guess I get where he's coming from in a way, but like, I don't know if that's a good idea. Like, take away your emotions, you just wouldn't feel anything for what you did then. Like, you could do even worse things than what you're planning to do. Like, well, what he's planning for you to do.
Ezra looked at Luthor in silence. After a while, he sighed and said, I can't see your aura. I can't see your sadness for your parents and that you're telling the truth. Ezra turned around, his cloak sweeping gracefully around him. He said, but I'm not going to help you.
Why not? Why not? Like, why won't you help this poor kid? Like, he's going through so much and you're just like, no, like, I won't help you for anything. Even stuff that might not influence, like, what's going on. Like, I'm just not gonna help you. Like, come on!
Ezra said, "You're asking me for a small exception, but the promises I made to myself are all I have left. I'm not going to break them for you."
Come on, like, aren't you just fixing a lot? Like, you're helping someone a huge amount. It's not that big of an exception to take away someone's emotions. You take away emotions and thoughts all the time. Like, how is this any different?
You never confirmed whether or not you cared about him, but I think you do, First Mage. You banished him and I can't see you're fighting to keep him out of your life and our lives, but I can also tell he was someone very important to you. And I'm sorry I helped Alvin remind you that you care. Ezra stood still with his back towards Luthor. Ezra said, "That doesn't matter. Nothing has changed."
Yeah, from what we've seen, I don't think that's exactly true.
Luthor frowned as he heard Ezra's tone wavering. "Alvin played me. He strung me around my whole life. When you didn't take me with you after seeing Alvin's aura, I panicked and passed my burden on to my counterpart. Not only that, I was going to leave Ash alone in a world where Alvin is still around."
I mean, yeah, but like, I can't, like, honestly, you can't be blamed for doing that, you know? Like, you were only trying to do what was best, and, like, honestly, what you did, it wasn't that bad, you know? Like, it honestly, like, I couldn't do it. I honestly couldn't do it. I was a really bad person. I couldn't just, you know, see, like, I don't know, you die, but, like, I don't know, like, I don't think I get where you were coming from in doing that.
Luthor paused. "After my counterpart brought me back, I realized there's nothing more I want than to deny Alvin what he wants the most with my own hands. And what he wants the most is you. Am I right, First Mage Ezra?" Ezra lowered his gaze and didn't answer. "Alvin seems to need Timecrests and counterparts to achieve his goals, so I want to take that away from him too. Let me share the burden of Alvin with you. Let's protect Alencia together."
He better agree to this. Like, just one favor, which I don't think is a good idea, but like, one favor, okay? Luthor is asking you one favor, please.
Ezra looked over his shoulder. His gaze was stern. He said, "Stop telling me what to do. You make me sick."
What did Luthor do?
System message. Luthor is waiting. "I'm sorry again about your parents, Luthor. If I hadn't brought you back, ellipsis. 1 of 4 I want to get Alvin back too. Let me know how I can help. 2 of 4, I don't like this plan. Removing your emotions doesn't sound like a good idea.
Exactly.
3 of 4, say nothing. I don't like this."
I don't really know, guys. I feel all 3 of these. I want to get Alvin back. He deserves to be gotten back for, like, he's done so many horrific things, like...
"I'm sorry again about your parents."
And I want to say, like, about his parents as well, like, I don't know, guys.
"I don't like this plan. Removing your emotions
I
doesn't...
don't know. I feel all these.
I'm sorry again about your parents. I want to get Alvin back too. Let me know how I can help. I'm sorry."
I'll just say the first one, because, like, I know that, like, he, like, blames, I don't know, like, he shouldn't blame himself.
"I'm sorry."
Like, it's my fault that his parents are dead, you know? Like, it's just...
Responded,
gosh,
"I'm sorry again." Luthor looked down. Luthor looked down. His hair fell over his eyes. "It's still my fault.
It is not your fault!
My parents are dead because I came back to this timeline.
But you couldn't help it!
Alvin made that very clear. I knew they could die when I begged to join him."
Yeah, but, like, that doesn't mean that you didn't have another option. I had another option!
Luthor dug a nail into his palm. "Alvin and I are the only people I blame right now."
I mean, cool, but, like, I don't know. Like, no.
"I need my emotions removed so I can pay him back."
How are you gonna pay him back by getting your emotions removed? What, because, like, you think he, like, you feeling is gonna... I don't... What is his idea here?
Ezra said, "Don't talk like I'm going to help you." A female voice said, "What does Luthor need your help on, Ezra?"
What on earth?
Luthor's eyes widened as he saw Patora standing on the balcony. Ezra frowned as Patora walked inside and leaned against a wall, crossing her arms.
Why is she here? I'm so confused.
Patora's voice no longer sounded monotone.
What?
"Patora, what are you doing here and why do you sound different?"
Yeah, what?
Ezra said, "What are you doing here, Portia?"
Portia?
A look of shock crossed Luthor's face.
What? What? Portia?
Portia, still looking like Patora, sighed and said, "I was watching from afar what happened on the Sovereign Eye. Portia, still looking like Patora, sighed and said, "I was watching from afar what happened on the Sovereign Eye. I suspected that when you teleported away with Luthor, you'd go here." Ezra looked away from Portia.
Okay, this is so weird. How would she know where he go? How would she know this place? What? I'm so confused. How is Portia here included in this or whatever? What?
Excuse me, are you the master of illusion, Portia Delrose? Portia looked at Luthor and said, I am.
Okay, so it is actually Portia. What is going on?
Luthor, ellipsis, Master Delrose, ellipsis. Why do you look like Patora?
Great question. Like, do they know each other?
Portia said, Patora is created by my Lucinitas Ultima spell, Organic Thoughts. I'm just using her to communicate right now.
Wait, what? What?
Luthor frowned.
What did she just say? What?
Using her? That sounds kind of wrong to me.
Yeah, no kidding.
Portia said, Patora is just an illusion, Luthor. Like all other spells, she's just made up of aura and she'll fade if I don't recharge her with my aura.
No way. No, what? Patora's an illusion? Since when?
Luthor swallowed hard. An illusion.
That is, what? But what?
Luthor took a deep breath. Patora is an illusion.
That is so how is she an illusion though? Like, she's able to cast spells and everything, like, what?
But she even used her own Ultima spell when she came to steal my pocket watch from me in the quarantine zone. Portia sighed and said, she was supposed to stick to words.
That doesn't answer the overall question.
Why are you using Patora to communicate? The first mage knows who you are, so it seems like you're not trying to use Patora to conceal your identity. Portia said, I don't want to get into that right now.
What on earth? This doesn't make any sense. This is just making everything already, confusing. Even more confusing.
Luthor paused. Why did you send Patora to steal my pocket watch?
Very good question. Like, what?
Portia said, you are the youngest Timecrest to have managed to activate the pocket watch.
What? So you wanted to, steal it to check on it or something? What?
Luthor blinked. Portia looked down at the ground and murmured, 13 years old. Portia looked up at Luthor. Portia looked up at Luthor. In a soft tone she said, I was just hoping to give you more time to live as a kid before you got mixed up with Alvin.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes more sense.
How do you know First Mage Ezra, Master Delrose?
Very good question. What is the connection here?
Portia said, from a long time ago. That doesn't really tell me much.
Yeah. Yeah, it does not.
Portia eyed Ezra and said, that's all I'm going to say though. Luthor shook his head. After all the time we worked together, I never suspected you were this involved with Alvin.
Yeah, what?
Portia arched Patora's brow. She said, we worked together. Please explain. Luthor sighed.
Oh my gosh, it's a long story.
It's a long story, I'm not important anymore.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. Portia paused, before she smiled. She said, okay. System message, Luthor is waiting. Hold up. Patora is an illusion. One of 3 responses.
That's still so weird to me.
Can you ask Portia if she knows what Patora's hair colors mean? 2 of 3
okay. Well, I guess now that would be a good time to ask that, but still.
Say nothing. Hold up.
I'm gonna say the first one, because what?
Hold up.
How is she just not
Messages.
A person? That's
a monochrome icon.
Insane. They've literally figured out a way to make basically clones, or just new people. What?
Respond. Luthor sighed. It seems like Patora is an illusion.
That is... incomprehensible.
But she felt like a real person to me.
Yeah, how is it possible that she's just, basically, a robot? Not even a robot. She seems so, genuine.
Luthor looked at Portia, who was using Patora's body. I just find it odd the way you talk about Patora like any other spell. Master Delrose.
Yeah, it seems so wrong.
Portia's expression softened. She said, I understand and I like that about you, Luthor. Portia said, but Patora is not a person like you or me. She's nothing but an illusion spell.
I mean, if you say so.
Ezra walked over to an empty space in the room. He sat down. Portia looked at Ezra and repeated, what does Luthor need your help on, Ezra? Ezra closed his eyes and a glyph formed underneath him.
Oh my gosh, this.
First Mage Ezra. Luthor neared Ezra's glyph. Portia said, stop. Ezra's glyph is a defensive barrier. Don't get too near or it will hurt you. What's he doing?
Yeah, very good question.
Portia said. He's gone into a trance. Luthor dug a nail into his palm.
Ezra and his trances, basically, like I swear.
I guess he's not going to remove my emotions.
Yeah, this isn't looking good.
Portia eyed Luthor. She said, is that what you asked him to do, Luthor?
Yeah, indeed it is.
Yes, I want to end Alvin's ability to summon Timecrests and counterparts. I don't want him to get what he wants. I don't want him to get what he wants. Not after what he's done. Portia said, but you're talking about removing your emotions. That seems drastic to say the least.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Portia said, what exactly is your plan, Luthor? Why do you need to... Portia said, what exactly is your plan, Luthor? Why do you need to remove your emotions in order to end the Timecrest line? I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Luthor looked at his hands. They are shit. My parents are dead because of my decisions and Alvin. I want to die. I want him to die. I can't think clearly.
Oh my gosh, guys. This poor guy. Oh my...
I do know I want to fight Alvin. I do know I want to fight Alvin. I know I can't fight him when my hands are shaking like this.
Yeah, but like, it's all of your emotions. Like, don't you think that like once they're all removed, like you're just not gonna care about Alvin anymore? Like, I don't think this is the best approach.
Luthor took a deep breath. I know this world isn't made for someone like me, Master Delrose.
That is a complete and utter lie.
I know now that I can't get what I want the way I am. I need to be willing to go all the way.
No, that's not a bad thing. You not being able to go all the way isn't a bad thing.
If I get a chance to kill Alvin, I don't want to miss.
Why is everything about killing people all the time, I swear?
So I need my hands to stop shaking. I have made up my mind. Please don't. I have made up my mind. Please don't try to stop me.
I mean, it's your decision. I just don't think it's a good way to go around things. Like,
Luthor's shoulders shook. Portia placed Luthor's hand on Luthor's shoulder. She said, it's okay. I'm not going to stop you. Portia lowered her gaze. Portia lowered her gaze. She said, I wish you could just be a kid, Luthor, but I support your plan. You do? Portia said, I want Alencia to be rid of Alvin for good. I would kill him if I could. I've wanted him gone for so long, without success, that I'm just about open to anything. You look sad. Portia said, of course I'm sad. Children deserve to be protected. I should be protecting you, not the other way around.
Oh my gosh, this is just a situation no one should ever be in. Like, Luthor making the decision to get rid of his emotions. He's 13, for goodness sake. Like, he shouldn't have to be deciding this.
You know Alvin's name. You know Alvin's name. Everyone made a big deal that he told me his name.
Yeah. Like, what happened between these three people? It's so weird.
Portia said, I knew Alvin from a long time ago. After a point in his life, he got very peculiar who can call him by his real name and who can't.
That is so weird. Why would he care?
Alvin's main target is First Mage Ezra, right? Portia nodded and said, as far as I know, yes. Portia nodded and said, as far as I know, yes. Alvin considers Ezra his family and wants to bring him along to explore other worlds. Portia nodded and said, as far as I know, yes. Alvin considers Ezra his family and wants to bring him along to explore other worlds. But taking Ezra out of Alencia will destroy our world.
Yeah, so...
Portia squeezed Luthor's hands together. She said, not that Alvin cares if the rest of us die as long as he gets to travel with his friend.
Yeah, he's made that very clear. He's made it very clear how much he cares, and that percentage is basically 0.
Everything he did to me was just so he could go on vacation with the First Mage.
That's great. That's just amazing. Oh my word.
Is that really all there is to it?
Yeah, it seems like it, and that's not... It's just kinda... no.
Portia took a deep breath and looked at Luthor with sympathy. Do you know what he plans to do with Timecrest and our counterparts?
Good question. Like, are we just gonna vanish?
Portia sighed and said, no. I don't even think Ezra knows. In fact, I don't think Alvin has ever revealed all the parts of his plan to anyone. To me, as long as Alvin is out there, it's only a matter of time before he gets what he wants.
Which is super worrying. is super worrying. Like, if all he wants is to kill, like, all these people, basically, not literally, but that's what he's gonna do, right? And he doesn't care, right? So, like, what are we to do with this? Like, how are we helping? Is it like we have to do something, or what?
That's what I thought too. Luthor looked at Portia, who was still in Tor's body. Since you know both the First Mage and Alvin, I assume you're older than you appear to be, even in your own form. Portia said, "It's true. Portia said, "It's true. I've known these two for a long time and I've lived a long time, Luthor." Luthor looked at Ezra, who was still in his trance. What if the First Mage chooses not to help me?
Then you just go on with your life. I don't know. I don't think that it's a good idea, but, like, I don't know. I don't know if I should want Ezra to help Luthor or not. I'm kind of torn.
Luthor swallowed hard. I can't leave here until he helps me. Portia said, "We need to wait. He's trying to make a decision. If he doesn't want to help you, he would teleport away to a place where we both can't find him."
Literally have to wait and see then. Oh my gosh.
Do you know what this place is, Master Delrose?
Great question.
I asked the First Mage to take me to an Irelium room inside Valder so we would have privacy from Alvin, but he brought me here.
Yeah, to this weird place with floating Irelium and, like, machines and all. Like, what?
Portia said, "This is his old home with Alvin."
What? Okay, what? Why would he take him here, though?
Is this monitor the sky? Portia said, "That's Alvin's home. I don't know what this place is called."
Huh, that is... Okay, that is so weird.
Do you know where Monitor the Sky is? Portia shook her head. Are the blue specks Irelium? Portia nodded. Why did Ezra bring me here?
Yeah.
Portia said, "I don't know. Ezra was never the type to explain himself to anyone except Alvin." Luthor glanced around the room. He walked up to a pile of plastic bags. I've never seen so many bags of barbecue chips in one place before.
Barbecue chips? What? That is such a random thing. What?
Luthor reached out for a bag. Ezra said, "Don't touch those."
Okay, what?
Ezra said, "Those are Alvin's chips." Luthor dug a nail into his palm. He likes the same type of chips as me.
Are you kidding me? The connections are so annoying at this point. Like, why?
System message. Luthor is waiting. Just eat a bag of chips. What's Ezra going to do? Kill you. One of two or those chips must be expired. Ellipses. 2 of 2.
Yeah, probably wouldn't be a good idea to eat them.
Those chips must... Responded. Those chips must be expired. Ellipsis. We're used to getting items from the human world that taste funny.
Well,
Descriptive help button. But barbecue chips are my favorite, so I'll even eat them stale.
I mean...
We're used to getting Ezra said, "Let me guess. You're talking to the human."
Yes, Ezra. Yes, he is.
Luthor nodded. Ezra looked at Luthor with a grim expression. Portia stepped in front of Ezra and said, "I think you should grant Luthor's wish."
Okay.
Descriptive help. But Portia stepped in front of Ezra and said, "I think you should grant Luthor's wish." Portia said, "You know, Alencia would be a lot safer if Alvin was dealt with, and if you're not willing to do it yourself, then let Luthor try." Ezra said, "Stop telling me what to do."
It's not her fault. She's just trying to help.
Ezra frowned. Ezra eyed Luthor and said, "I will help you, Luthor, because I don't care about Alvin."
Oh my gosh, really?
Ezra said, "But you have to help send him home."
Okay.
Descriptive help. Ezra said, "I want the Timecrest line to end too, but whatever your plan ends up being to achieve that, you will not kill him, Luthor Timecrest. I will kill you before I let that happen." Portia said, "I knew seeing his aura affected you, Ezra. You can't let Alvin get inside your head. Not ever. Remember that."
Yeah, it seems like he's being really hypocritical. He's like, "Oh yeah, I don't care. Oh, by the way, don't kill him," you know? Like, I mean, not that I want Luthor to kill him. Like, no death, I don't think, is a good idea. But still, you know?
Ezra said, "Seeing his aura today was a shock, but nothing has changed." Ezra directed his grim expression at Portia. He said, "I just don't want to kill the one person that showed me mercy when I was nothing. It's a token of my gratitude to him. That's all."
That is fair. That is something I can understand, I guess.
Portia sighed and said, "Alvin is not that kid anymore." She said, "Ezra, after all this time, I'm sure even you can see that Alvin will never leave us alone. You need to..." She said, "Ezra, after all this time, I'm sure even you can see that Alvin will never leave us alone. You need to finish what you started and do something yourself about Alvin. Portia said, otherwise, more people, children, she looked at Luthor before continuing to say, will continue to suffer because of your weakness. Ezra's gaze fell across the objects in the room. He looked at all the gadgets, the machines and snack foods. Ezra said, no, I will only help you, Luthor, if you promise not to kill Alvin. Portia walked up to Ezra and looked him in the eyes. She said, She said, I don't know who's crazier, Alvin or you for still caring about someone like him. She said, if I could, I would kill you both to protect this world. Portia continued to peer up at Ezra. She said, remember the toxic plasma is leaking and because of the holes you and Alvin created in the Great Halcyon Barrier, Ezra. Portia said, you may be able to repair those holes, but there are some mistakes you made that you can't fix. Remember, Portia said, you may be able to repair those holes, but there are some mistakes you made that you can't fix. Remember that you weren't even there for. Portia looked at Luthor and took a deep breath. She closed her mouth. She and Ezra looked away from each other and there was silence.
Okay, what on earth are they hiding? There is something going on.
Okay, I promise. All I want is to keep Alvin from getting what he wants the most. I'll send him home because I believe there are things worse than death for him. Ezra nodded and said, I've never taken away just the emotions of someone before, so I'm not certain what the exact outcome or side effects of this will be. That's a chance I'll have to take.
If you say so.
Ezra nodded. He said, are you ready? Luthor looked down at the pocket watch. Without my emotions, I'm not sure how I'll think of you after this. Luthor swallowed hard. I hope you don't hate me afterwards.
No way. There's no way I could hate you. Like, you've had to go through, like, the worst things in the entire universe. Like, there's no way.
System message. You're my friend. I can't hate you. Not after everything we've been through. 1 of 3. I don't know if we're meant to be friends. Luthor. 2 of 3
No way.
I guess we'll have to see how it goes. 3 of 3 You're my friend.
First one.
Responded, you're my friend. I can't hate you. Not after Luthor smiled. Thank you for being with me during my darkest moments.
I mean, thank you for just opening the watch.
The bad things aren't over yet.
Yeah.
I hope we'll stay friends through all of it. Ezra is staring at Luthor intently. I'm ready. First Mage Ezra. Ezra walked over to Luthor and placed her hand on his head. His expression looked sad. Ezra walked over to Luthor and placed her hand on his head. His expression looked sad. Ezra stood still. First Mage Ezra. Ezra didn't respond. Are you ready? First Mage.
That's an important question.
Ezra sighed and waved his hand over Luthor's head. Luthor lost consciousness and started to float, suspended in the air. Light appeared to come out of Luthor and form a spiraling sphere in front of his body. The pocket watch dropped to the ground.
Okay.
Ezra picked up the pocket watch and glanced down at his reflection in the watch face. Ezra closed the pocket watch.
Okay.
System message. Connection lost. 11 hours 59. Ezra.
Okay, guys. I don't even know. That was absolutely insane. Like, everything spiraled in a direction that I didn't even know existed, basically. Like, that was actually insane. Like these people and their goals, and Luthor's just trying to get through it, and everyone's just like, no, you're gonna have to experience this horrible thing now, and oh no, you're gonna have to make this horrific life-changing decision. Like, it's just like, people, like, I don't know, but I guess if you want to see what happens next time, stick around. So yeah, I don't know what to think. It's just, it's crazy the way things have gone, and like, I don't know, but yeah, hopefully everyone enjoyed the video, and see you guys next time.